Alright guys, this is part 2. This is what it looks like with the sump sitting in, how much room we'll have to the right and to the left. And I have just enough room too, like I measured for my ATO tank in order to take it out if I ever have to. And I still have room in order to get to my plumbing, which will be right there. I hope to hit every column as far as straps, pipe goes, and I'll still hopefully should be able to reach back there for those receptacles with no problem. I do have switch receptacles which I plug in the wall and I can just use them like that. Real easy just to reach front of the tank and turn something off if I have to, especially when I'm doing water change. I have another one on my right hand side which I took down for the moment in order to get all the plumbing so I can see how I'm going to work everything. But the next couple of shots will probably be the progress, and hopefully it'll be done today so I can sleep good tonight. Thanks everyone for watching so far, and I'm going to keep it rolling. Well, this is how it's coming along right now. Just a little bit I did. I got the manifold in here. I got everything right above the receptacles, which is great, what I wanted. I have it teed off, and I have two ball valves here and here in order to direct head pressure. I'm not too happy the fact that I actually had to end up doing 290s, but with the room I had, it's pretty much my only option right now. But this is a pretty strong pump, so it should make up for it with no problem. Now here's the actual one drain coming in, which I'm going to have to go in through the top over here. I have two drains I still got to end up doing, but so far it's coming along little by little. It's just fighting me. Little by little it's fighting me, but I'm going to get it. This is the progress so far that I've been working on. I got the drains in there. I got the one union. Unfortunately, I lost the union when I was plumbing some stuff in. It happens, man. Worst case, if I have to put a gate valve in, I'll just end up cutting it back and using a coupling. But so far, I'm pretty happy with it. I'm just letting everything dry right now. I might work on the manifold right there. End up getting some of them barb fittings in there with the reducers. Also, I'm going to probably tomorrow most definitely be working on supports as far as strapping this thing up and making sure it doesn't move anywhere. My pump's in right now after another trip to the store for some parts, and that looks actually seated pretty well. So time will tell how that works out for me. But I have a nice union right there where I can just take it off when I want, clean it out, little easy access. So I've been doing pretty good so far with making sure everything's clean and clear so that I'll be able to just reach in and grab what I need, and everything won't be such a cluster F like it was in the past. So it's one of those things that, yeah, it's a lot of hard work, but I just think it's worth it in the end. It's a nice cleaner look, and if it's easier to get to and access, you might be doing things a lot more often than just having a bad day coming home and be like, you know what, F that, I'll get to it tomorrow. I know we all been there. So, and if it's hard, you probably won't do it. If it's easy, you're going to tend to do it. So hopefully it'll keep up like that. But next one will be a little bit more progress, guys. Thanks for watching so far. Everything's starting to take shape now. That's a 6-inch filter sock. There's my protein skimmer. It's a Skims Monster SM161. It's pretty nice size, definitely for this tank. It's made for like a 300-gallon tank. And then I have all my stuff here, and my algae scrubber. Actually, I had to move it down. Need to make the hose a little longer, being I had such a deep sand bed in my last refugium that I had. I might just leave it for right now. Just try to get everything up and running. I have stuff in buckets with heaters and everything. I actually might leave it through the night just to let this stuff dry. I want to make sure them bulkheads are nice, sealed tight and cured and everything very well, so I don't have to worry about no leaks. I also actually plumbed in my 3/4 inch supply for my salt water, and I just put a 90 on there for right now. I didn't glue it, but it's actually behind the bulkhead. Behind the union, so it'll actually fit real nice and snug. I still have the top off tank that I have to connect yet, but I didn't really get a chance to do that yet. I don't want to get too far ahead of everything because I actually want to make sure I fill everything up and start testing it for leaks, making sure everything's good. I don't want to count my chickens for hatched, but everything looks like it's sealed pretty good. So I'm kind of excited. I have a good feeling about it. I hope it stays that way. I have plenty of room for my receptacles also, which I'm really stoked about. And I would like to clean my protein skimmer and everything before I put everything in and make it nice and clean. I didn't glue anything in yet for the manifold. I actually just seated them right now. I don't plan on using it just yet until I actually end up getting the other tanks prepped and ready to go. And I also kind of just like the algae scrubber having its own little pump there. It's like a 2-watt pump, just enough pretty much just to get up there and trickle down. And it's pretty easy. I just pick it up, move it around, screw it back in with 2 screws here or there, and it holds it in place for me. So I got to put the other splash guard on, and then the screen's soaking overnight as well. So tomorrow morning I'll come down and you know, fiddle around more and check for leaks. I don't want to check tonight because I know how it is. Late at night usually things happen, and you know, you're exhausted, you don't really want to deal with it. So I think I'm just going to keep the suspense for tomorrow morning. Alrighty, and then that about does it for tonight. And then I'll make another update tomorrow morning. Thanks, guys. Alright, well, it's the next morning. I actually ended up putting straps on everything, so everything should be situated pretty good, and I'm starting to fill it up. I actually ended up putting the grape calapa in there, and I have actually hung the algae scrubber right there. One of the things I'm going to do is feed some water through the new line I just did. There, it's warmed up to 80 degrees for the salt water. It's been mixing all night long, so it's really good right now. And one of the little problems I had is why I had to wait also is that wonderful little 90 with the union right there. Well, I was just about done, thought everything was great, and next thing you know, I glue it together. Well, what's the one thing that's missing? Huh? Well, exactly. That was my own stupidity right there. I was late at night and I forgot to put the piece that screws over it to hold the gasket inside. Yep, and I couldn't pull it apart fast enough. So, it's about almost a $5 mistake right there. But what are you going to do, right? Alright, so I'm going to fill this thing up, and then I'm going to hook the pump up to see how everything works, and then do the wonderful part of checking for leaks. Hopefully it'll go smoothly. And filling it up right now. I'm going to fill it up a little high. Obviously, I just took out pretty much 10 gallons out of the back overflows, so I know I'm going to have to feed some more water in there in order to get it flowing again properly. So it's a good thing I mixed pretty much a whole 55-gallon drum. So hopefully it'll go smoothly. Alright guys, here you go. It's the final review. Water's flowing really nice. The baffling's working great. It's catching anything that goes over. It's perfect in the trap. Nice trickling across the top. Kind of adds like a little shimmer. The LED lights, which is great. The algae scrubber is up and running again. It looks great. All the ball valves and everything work great. I strapped everything up. Stainless steel screws and plastic zip ties that were made for this. So they're made for suspended pipe, which is really nice. The baffling is behind here, and I got all my plugs in again and working correctly. And good job, linear flow on the gate. I wish I had gate valves, but I just used the ball valves and they're working. So it was great for dialing in. And filter sock, I have plenty of room running carbon. And protein skimmer's acting a little crazy because all the extra salt water and everything's all jumbled up. And you know, the pump's working great. You know, the top off's working great. That's all in there. And so far, so good, guys. And I actually had to mount this up here. Unfortunately, I'm going to cut some stuff, make it look a little neater. But for right now, everything's pretty good. Everything looks happy, and I'm really happy. It looks nice and clean, that's for sure. But I'd like to thank everyone for following along as I was doing everything. It was a heck of a ride. It took a heck of a lot longer than I thought, that's for sure. Especially with some of the problems I had. So, once again, thanks for following, guys, and hopefully you found this interesting. But it was definitely a lot of hard work went into this, that's for sure. Alright guys, have a good one. Thanks again.